Krishna, Hare Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram,
भाषा समझ आती नहीं
Hare Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Ram, Ram Hare Hare. Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Shri Advaita Gadadhar, Shri Vasadi Gaura. वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव वृंद की जय। नामाचार्य श्रील हरिदास ठाकुर की जय। प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय। श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री गुरु महाराज की जय। All glories to the assembled devotees. Please accept my humble obeisances. This is Yashmati Priya Devi Dasi from Cincinnati, Ohio, welcoming all of you to the mid-morning japa session. I thank all of you for attending this session and giving your beautiful association to us. Please forgive me for interrupting your ecstatic chanting. Let us move to our next part of the session, which is Shri Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 1, continue. But before we start today's our session, may I know who all have joined this call morning?
Hare Krishna, Yashwati Mata. Go ahead, Mata.
Hare Krishna, Yashimati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi from College Station, Texas. Thank you, Harita Mataji, for the beautiful recital.
Hare Krishna, Vinita Gandharvika Devidasi Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Yashwati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Guru Gauranga ki jai. This is Shivani from Ashburn, Virginia. Thank you, Harita Mataji, for the Bhagavad Gita recitation. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Shivani Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every single day and giving your beautiful association. All glories to your services. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Yashwamati Mataji. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Good Maharaj. My humble obeisances to all the disciples and all the devotees on the call. This is Harita from Texas, Mataji, and thank you, Shivani Mataji and Vinkagandarika Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Harita Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every single day and giving your beautiful association and all glories to your services. Thank you again for beautiful recitation of Bhagavad Gita, chapter 12. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, then with pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. This is Neetu from Baltimore.
Hare Krishna, Neetu Mataji, Dandavat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much, Mataji, for joining every single day. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Danvat Pranam, so glories to Srila Prabhupada, Guru Maharajas and all the assembled Vaishnavas. This is Kirti Dasundridasi. Thank you Mataji for all your services.
Hare Krishna, Kirti Dasundri Devi Dasi Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much Mataji for joining every single day and giving your beautiful classes and everything. Good association, beautiful association. Mataji, I hope you will be okay. Hare Krishna.
Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Yasomati Mataji, and what pranam to you and all Vaishnava. Srila Prabhupada, Srila Gurudev Vijay, Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Vrinda Gopika Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj, all glories to Sri Guru and Sri Gauranga. Thank you very much Mataji for joining consistently. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dhanvat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada and the assembled devotees. This is Revati Priti Devi Dasi from Atlanta Mataji.
Hare Krishna Revati Priti Devi Dasi Mataji, Danvat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Maharaj,
Okay, that's
all
fine.
glories to Sri Guru and
Who
Sri
is that?
Gauranga. Thank you very much Mataji for joining every single day and giving your beautiful association. Hare Krishna. Is there anybody else in the call who would like to introduce themselves? Welcome to Bhakti Sangha Japa group. Today, before we start our session, I would like to read our Srila Prabhupada's quote for today. January 29. These temples, they are just like oases in the desert of the conditioned souls to quench the thirst of their desire for real happiness. Later to Kshirodakshai, January 29th, 1973. Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So today we are so fortunate to have Her Grace Priti Vilasini Devidasi Mataji on the topic of Nectar of Devotion, Chapter 1, continue. Thank you very much, Mataji. Dandvat Pranam. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. All glories to Sri Guru Maharaj. Thank you very much, Mataji, for giving your very valuable time and association to us this morning and enlightening us on this topic of Nectar of Devotion. Mataji, we are very eagerly waiting to hear from your lotus mouth.
Mataji, just give me 1 minute. I have something to do. Just give me 5 minutes.
Sure, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you
Hare
all so much.
Krishna, Mataji.
Thank you all so much for joining and being there with us today. And we are doing Nectar of Devotion, and it's going to be chapter 1, right?
Yes,
Om
Mataji.
Advairandhasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri गुरवे नमः मुखं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं कृष्णचैतन्यमीश्वरं नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषा शून्यवादी पाश्चात्यदेशधारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Namala obeisances to all the Vaishnavas on the call Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhyaiva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. So we are doing Nectar of Devotion, and as already introduced and mentioned in the previous sessions, we are going to cover the entire Nectar of Devotion, just not the Eastern wave. So you all know there are 4 waves in Nectar of Devotion: Eastern, Western, Southern and Northern waves. Generally for Bhakti Shastri studies, only the Eastern wave is considered. Now, as already Mataji has covered all of this, I'm going to go like super fast and then go into the topic of today. So Mataji already told us that the very first chapter of Nectar of Devotion is characteristics of pure devotional service. Now, if you see this Eastern wave, it is divided into 3 segments. It is divided into Samanya Bhakti, Bhava Bhakti and Prema Bhakti. Okay, so basically this is an overview of the Bhakti process that is presented in the Eastern way. So all of us at this point, we are in the stage of Samanya Bhakti, ordinary Bhakti that we are performing. Even in that also, we have not advanced much, right? We have not gone to the point of Nishtha. Nishtha means firm devotion. We have not yet gone there. At least I can say for myself, meaning maybe some of you have already gone there. So now, in the Samanya Bhakti, how to identify that you're practicing nicely and the results are coming in? For that, Rupa Goswami, he describes the 6 characteristics of pure devotional service. Now, as far as Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu is concerned, it is talking about pure devotional service. We are not discussing any sort of Mishra Bhakti here. Pure devotional service, directly performing the 9 processes of devotional service. Okay. So, Rupa Goswami, in the beginning, he already told us that this pure devotional service has 6 characteristics, which is Kleshagni. Kleshagni. When you say Klesha Agni, it means fire, but Gna means to eradicate, okay, or eradicate Klesha. What is Klesha? Klesha is material distress. So when you start doing devotional service, slowly, eventually, you will see that there is relief from material distress. Now, all of you will say, oh, not yet, right? Yes, it will come at the stage of Nishtha. Okay, so remember that. Kleshagni. The second is Shubhada. Shubhada means attainment of all auspiciousness. When material distresses are gone, what happens automatically? Everything is auspicious because everything is Krishna conscious. So, the first 2 steps are Kleshagni and Shubhada. So, this is the first thing that you will see when you have come to the point of Nishtha. Now, you all may ask, okay, I'm not yet come to the point of Nishtha, so don't I have these 2? It is there. The minute you start performing devotional service, you will start seeing results. But it may not be in a completeness. Okay. At the stage of Nishtha, complete relief from distress and complete attainment of auspiciousness is possible. Now, till then, it is there. You all know, right? You all are live examples how after taking to bhakti, your consciousness has changed so much. You feel everything is auspicious because you're constantly serving Krishna. Anything to do with Krishna is auspicious, correct? So you feel auspiciousness in your life, and your focus on material life has reduced to a great extent. At least you're not absorbing your consciousness there. Of course, material life is going on for everybody, but your consciousness is diverted towards Krishna consciousness, and hence you see relief from material distress. The way a devotee responds in a material unfortunate situation is very different from a person who doesn't have the signs of bhakti with them. We all have seen live examples and we know this, right? So the minute you become start performing Krishna consciousness, two things happen: Kleshagni and Shubhata. Then, as you progress and you come to the point of bhava bhakti, what happens? These two qualities are achieved. Moksha lagutakrit and sudhurlabha. Moksha lagutakrit means this happiness that you feel in bhakti, it will even deride the happiness that is seen in mukti, which is liberation. You will find so much happiness in bhakti versus mukti. People strive for mukti, relief from material, relief in this material world, and they want to attain liberation, impersonal liberation. 99% of the people, they want moksha or mukti. But here it will make even that moksha appear very low, very light. Laghu means what? It's Guru Laghu. Guru means heavy, Laghu means light. So what happens? That moksha also feels very light. And it's nothing, like that kind of feeling you will have. The other is Sudurlabha. It is very rarely achieved. This is a characteristics of Bhava Bhakti. Not everyone goes to the point of bhava. It is very rarely achieved. And for that, you need Krishna's mercy. Krishna has to bestow bhava bhakti. Okay, that we will see in the explanation that is given by Srila Prabhupada. And in the stage of prema, there is Sandrananda Viseshatma. That means condensed happiness. Sandrananda, that means condensed, like condensed milk. So you feel transcendental pleasure. Ananda is bliss. It is not any santosha. Santosha and Ananda are different. Ananda is bliss. It is beyond Ananda. Anand, in this material world, you get a lot of Anand, small pleasures. But, what did I say? In Santosh, there are so many happinesses in this material world. But Ananda is bliss. Satchit Ananda. We say Krishna is Satchit Ananda, and the Jiva, the spirit soul, is also Satchit Ananda. So, Sandrananda Viseshatma, complete bliss. If you see you read Sri Chaitanya Charitamrit and Chaitanya Bhagavat, and you see the ecstasies that is exhibited by Mahaprabhu, you will understand what this pleasure is. He exhibits these pleasures in his body and in his words and everything. So that is Sandrananda Visheshatma. So Sandrananda Visheshatma is appearing even in the stage of Bhava. Sorry, did I say something wrong? Sudurlabha, sorry. So Sandrananda Visheshatma is appearing in the stage of Prema Bhakti, not Bhava Bhakti. The last two, Sandrananda Visheshatma and Krishna Akarshani. That means Krishna is Krishna is yours, okay? That kind of a feeling. The gopis of Vrindavan, they don't think I am Krishna's. They say Krishna is mine. He's mine. He's my property, like that. So there is Sri Krishna Akarshani. It is the only means to attract Krishna. So what did we see? Samanya, in this sadhana bhakti, you have Kleshagni and Shubhada. It is fully manifest at the stage of Nishtha, okay? Then Moksha Lagutakrit and Sudhurlabha is in the stage of Bhav Bhakti. Sandrananda Visheshatma and Sri Krishna Akarshani is seen in the platform of Prema Bhakti. So this entire Eastern wave is talking only about that, about these three devotions. And especially it discusses a lot about Samanya Bhakti, because all of us are doing Samanya Bhakti, Sadhana Bhakti. We are doing Vaidhi Sadhana Bhakti mostly. Some people could be doing Raghanuga Sadhana Bhakti. Okay, yeah. So whether it is Raghanuga or Vaidhi, it is still Sadhana Bhakti only. It is not Bhava Bhakti, it is not Prema Bhakti. Okay. Once we get that clear, what happens in this chapter is Prabhupada, he goes step by step explaining what Kleshagni is, what Shubhada is, and so on. In the previous class, Mataji explained very beautifully about the evolution of unmanifest sin. Why are we getting distress? Because of sin. So there is papam, and that results in aprarabdha and prarabdha karma or prarabdha reactions. And from, you also have in between steps like Kuta and Bija. Kuta is the sinful inclination and Bija is the sinful desire. So when Mataji explained that, she would have given this particular example that is given by Prabhupada. So Prabhupada, he gives the example of a thief, okay? So he says that The following illustration may help clarify the subtle distinctions between these 4 stages. What are the 4 stages? From aprarabdha, there is aprarabdha, kuta, bija, and prarabdha karma. Okay, prarabdha means what you're seeing in this life. Aprarabdha means the stock, sanchita karma we call it. So it's a bag, okay? And it evolves into different situations like bija or kuta and so on. So to understand that, he gave an example that if as a result of some sinful act, a man is destined to become a thief and suffer punishment. In the past life, he did some sins, and in this life, he is a thief. Why did he become a thief? Because of some aprarabdha karma from past life. However, this reaction is not immediately felt. It is stored for a future birth. This is the stage of aprarabdha. So in the past, I've done some sin, and that sin is stored as aprarabdha karma. In the next life, the reaction begins to manifest as an almost unnoticed proclivity towards dishonesty and cheating. So thieves in general, they have this impression of dishonesty and cheating. This stage is called as kutam. Then the proclivity. Kutam is a proclivity, a kind of an impression. And then this proclivity gradually manifests into explicit desire to steal. The desire is intensifying. He's not yet gone and stolen, but the desire has intensified that I want to steal. This stage is called as bijam. There is a seed there. The seed of stealing has come in. Then finally, this desire causes the man to commit the theft and undergo consequential suffering in the next life. So when he becomes a thief, it is his prarabdha karma. Prarabdha suffering actually, because he begins to become a thief and then he is accumulating more and more karma, and then the carryover happens in the next life and so on. So our Rupa Goswami, he tells us that when you start performing devotional service, all this klesha is destroyed. Klesha. He explains the signs of sins, the signs of distress, and so on. And he says that once you start practicing devotional service, you will start seeing all this, and it is fully manifest. All these characteristics, that is especially the first 2 characteristics, are seen in the stage of nishtha. What is nishtha? Nishtha is steadiness, to be steady in your bhakti. And if we have not yet become steady in sadhana bhakti, we will not be fully free from manifesting all auspicious qualities. So the next section is Shubhada, or all auspicious qualities. So Prabhupada is telling us something cannot be all auspicious without meeting 4 criteria. What are the 4 things? If you want something to be all auspicious, if bhakti is all auspicious, it has to meet 4 criteria. What are the 4 criteria? First and foremost thing, it should be hitam. It should be beneficial for everybody. Second, it should attract everyone. Third, as a result of performing bhakti, what should happen? It should produce good qualities. Now, people often ask this question. I've heard this so many times, people asking this question. This person has been chanting for 15 years, 20 years. They go to Vraj Bhumi, they do this, they do that. But why am I not seeing good qualities manifest? This is often asked. Why is it that they have the impressions? Is bhakti not acting on them? Is chanting not acting on them? Is Shravanam not acting on them? And so on. Or is the power of the dham not acting on him? It is our mistake. We have to come to the platform of nishta, steady bhakti, steady. We are still in the lower stages. So all the good qualities have not yet been produced, but it will be produced. That is the power of Harinam. That is the power of the 9 processes of devotional service. Okay. What are the qualities that have come as a result of bhakti? It will benefit everyone. It will attract anyone. It will produce good qualities, and it will give a higher happiness. Then it is considered all auspiciousness, all auspicious, or shubhada. So this devotional service meets all these 4 criteria. So we see devotional service is open to everybody. It is not reserved only for a few people. Only few people can do bhakti. It is not like that, right? See, in the people who are striving in the path of jnana and yoga, generally it is very difficult for everyone to practice it. You should be a sannyasi, you should be a brahmana, For yoga practice, you should go to the Himalayas. You should be in a secluded place. Like that, so many problems are there. But this devotional service, it is benefiting everybody. It's open to everyone. It will benefit everyone. It attracts everyone. It's a simple process. Of course, it attracts anyone. Everybody is attracted to the movement of Krishna consciousness. And that's how Srila Prabhupada, when he came here, he spread Krishna consciousness to everybody. And he just had one kartal. He was sitting under the tree and he was chanting Hare Krishna mantra. People started gathering there around the tree and they were chanting and dancing. What does it prove? It proves that it attracts everyone. And then what else? Even Prabhupada gives the example of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu attracting the animals in Jharkhand forest. What to talk of human beings? Even animals, they are attracted by chanting of the holy names. So trees also become attracted when people go on Nagar Sankirtan. What do? They chant. And if there is nobody also, the trees are there. So many small living entities are there. Everybody, the grass is there. Everybody is being benefited by the process of Krishna consciousness. So what happened? Two things happened as a part of Shubhada. One is it benefited everyone. It attracted everyone. The second one. The third one, as I mentioned, is to produce good qualities. And again, don't argue saying this person doesn't have good qualities. It will come. It will come. This is for me too. Even I don't have good qualities, but I know through this process, someday we will develop saintly qualities when we come to the platform of Nishtha. So what is our business? To strive to attain Nishtha. That is our business. Okay. But Harinam is working. Okay. So a devotee who's in a steady platform, who's in this platform of Nishtha, what happens to him? He develops all saintly qualities. And Srila Prabhupada has written what Srila Rupa Goswami authenticates. Rupa Goswami authenticates with this verse, Yasyasti bhaktir bhagavati akinchana. That means people who have unflinching faith in Krishna and are without any duplicity can surely develop all good qualities of even the demigods. This is there in the 5th canto, right? Even the demigods, the qualities that is there even in the demigods are seen in the devotees. And Prabhupada contrasts it with the so-called educated people here. He says that in modern education, many people are thinking that it is very auspicious and it is going to give them good qualities. But Prabhupada exposes this as only a misconception because a Krishna conscious boy, even if he's not very well educated, he has some basic decency. He's not going to engage in illicit sex. He's not going to engage in gambling, meat eating, or intoxication. Whereas those who are not Krishna conscious, who are not following regulative principles, who are not following the Brahminical culture, what happens to them? They may be very educated, people might be respecting them, they may be very rich, but they are often drunkards, meat eaters, sex mongers, and gamblers. And it is such a sad state that in today's world, that has become a status symbol. How much you can socialize by drinking, how much you can, go and eat anything and everything in the presence of others. Some people, they say it's okay, I have to please this person to get a business deal, so I will eat what he eats. How does it matter? Now, you might be coming from a family that never has touched meat, but you think you're going to please somebody else for the sake of a business deal and you eat meat. So these circumstances are there. Why? Because it has become a status symbol. If you drink, if you eat meat, and if you have a free relationship with anybody and everybody, then you are great. You are very high class, higher echelon. They say higher echelon. When you do all this, it's a status symbol. But is it really a status symbol? It is a very low culture. Unfortunate. And many people, they think yoga is auspicious. And Prabhupada says, what is this? They may sit down in one place and they might be doing their so-called meditation, but in their mind, what are they thinking? They're thinking of sex life, they're thinking of gambling, meat eating, and so on. So their mind is not stopping working just because externally they're doing some yoga process. So all this nonsense will not give you good character. Modern education, yoga, all this is not all auspicious. They don't give satguna. Satguna means good character. But however, if we take up to the process of bhakti very sincerely, very dedicatedly, then there is a very good chance that one will develop saintly character. Not very good chance, 100% they will. They will develop saintly character. And we have seen that in the life of our Guru Maharajas. in the life of very advanced devotees. The first thing is their perspective of life changes. They become great influenciers because they have such refined personalities that impresses everybody. Their demeanor is so commendable. This happens as you perform bhakti. So, like this, one may, as this is Shubhada. In the process of Shubhada, so far we have seen three things. One is it is benefiting everybody, is attracting everybody, and thirdly, it's producing good qualities. What is the fourth thing? It bestows superior happiness. And as I mentioned, that happiness is not the happiness that comes with sense gratification, santosh of this world, or it's not Brahmananda as well. Brahmananda, when you have Brahman realization, there is Brahmananda. It is not that. This devotion, it gives a very high class happiness. And happiness derived from Krishna consciousness is far superior. And why is it far superior? There are two reasons. One is it is eternal, whereas the other happinesses are temporary. We know that in this world, 2 days I'm happy, 3 days I'm upset, right? Very temporary happiness. And secondly, it includes and excels the pleasures that is found in other types of happiness. It is far better to be situated in your constitutional position as the servant of the Lord than just existing in Brahman. They give this example, Prabhupada's example. He says, when you're traveling in an airplane and you're looking out, initially it looks very interesting. You know, you're taking off and you see the mountains and cities and everything, and then you start seeing fluffy cotton balls, clouds. The first time I saw clouds, I was like, oh, this looks like fluffy cotton balls. And I'm like, I'm going to go catch it. So it looks so beautiful. It's so interesting. And then once you fly high up beyond the clouds, what happens? It is static. Just the same. How long are you going to see outside? You don't see any variety, right? You're not seeing outside at all. So it's very boring. And then you switch on the media entertainment or you start talking to your neighbor who's next to you, and the rest of your journey is complete. So this Brahmananda is like that. It is very static. It's not high quality happiness. But imagine the people in Vaikuntha. Imagine the people in Goloka Vrindavana. Imagine the residents of Vrindavana, Goloka Vrindavan. How much pleasure they are deriving from the process of serving Krishna. And Krishna is reciprocating with them on a personal level. So, out of these, the happiness of devotional service is far superior. It includes and excels the pleasure that is found in other types of happiness. And how do we understand that this is the only happiness that is eternal? I said two things. One is it is eternal. Secondly, it excels. What happened? Secondly, it excels all other happiness. So for that, how can we understand? Prabhupada states that even the pleasure of liberation is not eternal, because the Mayavadis, they are thinking they are liberated. They are thinking they are already liberated, but then from their so-called consciousness of being liberated, there's a very good chance they can get diverted when they are in this material world. Then you have mystic perfections. Mystic perfections, what is the problem? There are so many yoga siddhis, and this is a big distraction. They are deviating from their ultimate goal. And of course, sense gratification, we all know it is for the less intelligent man. Everybody is busy increasing their comforts and having a nice apartment and enjoying, but it can be taken out any minute. That is the nature of this world. Sometime back, I was thinking my life is perfect. I was thinking, what more do I want? I have everything in life. If anyone asked me, so what's happening? How are you? If some friend connects after many years, I'll be like, oh, what's that? I'm super. I'm very good. I don't have any problems. How has life changed? Life has not changed at all. It is very nice. It is very blissful. But that may not stay forever. Suddenly there'll be a eruption. Suddenly there'll be a complete change that will turn your life topsy-turvy. And then you realize, hey, this material world is very, very unpredictable. Anything can happen. So due to ignorance, we don't understand that this material life is not something that is eternal. And this is not the goal of our life. Then, how to understand the happiness of devotion includes everything else. Devotional service is it is excelling the pleasures that is found in other types of happiness, and this we see in the words of great devotees who have practiced it. The proof of the pudding is in its taste, they say, right? So who is the person who has practiced it, and who is that great devotee? We have examples of devotees like Lord Shiva, Prahlad Maharaj, Prabhupada, and others. We see Lord Shiva says to his wife Bhavani, she is the material existence personified, and he tells her, my dear wife, a person who has surrendered himself at the lotus feet of Govinda and who has thus developed pure Krishna consciousness can very easily be awarded all the perfections desired by the impersonalists and beyond this, and he can enjoy the happiness that is achieved by pure devotees. So this shows that devotional service includes even the happiness of liberation. In fact, Lord Shiva is the master of the impersonalists. He is telling that happiness is okay, but when a person surrenders to the lotus feet of Mukunda and he develops this pure consciousness, Krishna consciousness, he goes beyond this happiness that is seen in this world of mukti. Similarly, Prahlad Maharaj, he says, my dear Lord, I pray unto you, unto your lotus feet. I just want to be stronger and stronger in devotional service. Let my Krishna consciousness be preserved. Let me have devotee association. That is all I want. And he says, devotional service is so powerful that with it, one can even have other aspects like dharma, karma. What is it? Dharma, Kama, 4 religious principles. What is it?
Artha, dharma, artha, kama, moksha.
Dharma, artha, kama, moksha.
Thank you. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. So they can get dharma with just by doing devotional service. Automatically, these things they follow a person. Dharma, artha, kama, moksha. They don't have to endeavor separately for dharma, artha, kama, moksha. If they follow bhakti or Krishna consciousness, everything will come to them. Like maid servants, they will just come to them. Like when a king, that example he'll give later, but he gives it right here. Final 2 references, he says. He gives 2 examples, Prabhupada, how this moksha, this Krishna consciousness is beyond moksha, it is beyond the material happiness. He gives 2 examples. He says, any person who has developed even a small amount of devotional service doesn't care a fig for any kind of happiness that is derived from dharma, artha, kama, moksha. And it is stated that as the personal attendants of and maid servants of a queen follow the queen with all respect and obeisances, similarly, this dharma, artha, kama, moksha, they are following a person who's engaged in devotional service to the Lord. But whereas if we are endeavoring for dharma, artha, kama, moksha without endeavoring for Krishna consciousness, what does Bhagavatam say? Shrama evahi kevalam. Only waste of time, waste of endeavor. So the conclusion is pure devotional service. It is all attractive. It is all beneficial. You will develop saintly qualities and it will bestow a far superior happiness. When these 4 things are there, it is considered Shubhada. So going back to our initial list, the first one was Kleshagni. The second one was Shubhada. Third is Moksha Lagu Takrit. We have already discussed this, right? But it is put under a separate heading because there is some emphasis on this. That one may say that yes, it's going to give you happiness. It is better than the happiness that is seen even in moksha, but still you're in this material world. So you should advance a little more when you come to the point of this bhava bhakti. That time what happens? When you come to the stage of bhava bhakti, moksha lagutakrit completely manifests. So the happiness and devotional service will make this moksha, this mukti, very lagutha, very, very light, very insignificant. And yeah. So again, the 2 examples of a devotee doesn't care for any other happiness and everything follows such a devotee is quoted in this section, and one gets very, very high happiness. Okay. The next one, which is also attained in the stage of bhava bhakti, is sudurlabha. The 2 things that is attained in the initial stages, from Nishta onwards fully. I mean, like initially itself you'll see, but it manifests fully in the stage of Nishta. So the first one was Kleshagni Shubhada. The second one was second set rather, is Moksha Lagutakrit and Sudurlabha. When is it achieved? It's achieved at the state of Bhava Bhakti. What is Sudurlabha? Sudurlabha means rarely achieved. Obvious, right? The translation is obvious. Why is it rarely achieved? It is rarely achieved because this is not something you can do by your own efforts. Bhakti is a unique process. It is very easy, but it's very difficult. Why is it difficult? Because you think you put in your efforts, you will get results. It's not like that, especially Bhava Bhakti. No, it has to be bestowed. It has to be bestowed by Krishna. But is Krishna willing to give it? No, he's not willing to give it. He's very reluctant to give it. But why so? The process of bhakti is so good. It is so happy. And Krishna is in the center of our lives. Everything is there. But why is he having so much reluctance? He's the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We'll find out. So, first is unattainable by one's own effort. Sudurlabha. Devotional service cannot be attained by any process of self-realization. Even for hundreds and thousands of years, if you follow all the rules and regulations and you perform perfectly, still, you're a great philosopher, you're giving amazing classes, you're analyzing different processes of knowledge, you feel you're very enlightened, whatever it may be, still, not by your endeavor will you get the bhava bhakti. It's not going to come. Krishna, the other processes you think of, yoga or the process of jnana, you put the endeavor, you get the result. Okay. But here, Krishna is in the center. He is the one who's holding this. We are not holding it. We are simply trying to execute something that is told by our spiritual master. These are some guidelines. But if we put our faith, I have done XYZ, so Krishna should give me XYZ. No, it doesn't work like that. It's not that kind of an equation. You cannot achieve Shuddha Bhakti by one's own efforts. You have to obtain it when Krishna gives it. And Krishna is very reluctant to give it because once he gives it, what happens? The devotee has the power to control Krishna. This happens, Krishna is fully sold out. Krishna doesn't want to be fully sold out. He will see. There is this classic example of the cat and the monkey. The monkey, what is it doing? It's holding on to the mother with all its effort, the baby monkey. But if the baby monkey's grip fails a little, the baby monkey's situation, we don't know when the monkey is jumping from one tree to another. But the cat is being held very carefully by the mother. When the mother cat holds a mouse, very ferocious. But with the same mouth, same teeth, when the mother is holding the baby, very gentle. And the baby is given full protection, right? Of course, we have to also do our endeavor. Now, people will say you're giving the example of the cat. But Chakravarti part tells us you have to do both, right? You have endeavor should also be there, mercy should also be there. That is correct. We have to do endeavor, but don't think. This is where the difference comes. I'll also make another comment on this. This is where the difference comes in our Gaudiya Vaishnava practice. In our Gaudiya Vaishnava practice, we recommend endeavor. We say, do the endeavor, chant your name, chant the holy names, do bhakti, do everything, but don't think that because of this I should get pure devotional service. Krishna, he is bound to reciprocate with me. That is what Chakravarti Path says. No, it's not like that. Just do it. That's all. It's not a
Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Madhavi Bhava
Vrinda again. Yes. Yes. Yeah. Okay. So it is not just your own efforts. You put in your efforts, but only when Krishna desires, he gives it. Yes, he acknowledges your efforts. Of course, he's very kind. He is going to acknowledge your efforts. But at the same time, don't think by doing this, I'm getting something. Okay. So we do endeavor. At the same time, we completely depend on his mercy. Now, there is a school of thought in the Vaishnava sect itself where they say it is only Sharanagati, meaning just surrender. in your school of thought, you say that endeavor should also be there. But don't you have the principle of Sharanagati in what you're doing? The question is. So the point is, yes, we also have Sharanagati. We have Sharanagati only. Our explanation of bhakti is when we are putting endeavor, we are not telling for this endeavor I get this prize. We never say that. We just put in the endeavor. They also put in endeavor. The other school of thought also, they also put the endeavor, not that they just sit back and say, Sharanagati, everything done, now I'm going back home, back to God. No, they are also asked to chant. They are also asked to do everything. But their focus is, okay, Krishna has given guarantee, he will take care of me. But for you to nourish your bhakti, you have to chant, you have to hear, you have to do everything. You cannot say, I went and did a ritual, I'm going back home, back to God. Tomorrow I will start eating meat, tomorrow I will enjoy in the bar. No, it doesn't work like that. Both the philosophies are pretty much the same. The way we present it can vary, but the process is ditto, it is the same. Many people, they argue, they say, oh, yours is different, mine is different. No, everything is the same. But the way we identify the process, the way we explain the process can vary a little, but exact same procedure they are also doing. So I've seen many people argue about this, so I just wanted to bring it up about Sharanagati. So now, so we cannot achieve pure devotional service by our own efforts. We can get it only when Krishna gives it. And the other twist here is that Krishna is very reluctant to give it. And Narada comments to Yudhishthir telling the Pandavas, because of their pure devotion, Krishna was obliged to become their menial messenger. Krishna is sold out. Krishna is ready to become their charioteer. Krishna is ready to take care of the footwear of the function that is being performed. He's becoming their servant, menial messenger, menial driver. So he gets sold out. So he doesn't give it freely. If he sees you're sincere, and if he sees you have the mercy more than Krishna, the acharyas are very merciful. We're going to celebrate Nityananda's appearance tomorrow. He is the personification of all the gurus put together, right? So when that Guru Parampara is satisfied, they are very merciful. Even if you cannot directly please Krishna, just please these people, they will take care of everything. So they're very, very, very beautiful process. So in pure devotional service, this unattainable by its own efforts, Krishna, why were we talking this? We are talking this because it is Sudurlabha. And and even if we are getting advanced, we come to the stage of bhava, it is only by Krishna's mercy. Even sadhana bhakti cannot give bhava bhakti. It can only be achieved by the Lord's grace. When we say you cannot attain it, then can you say sadhana bhakti is going to give you bhava bhakti? No. When Krishna wants to give his grace, that is when you get it. Of course, we have seen in Madhurya Kadambini, bhakti comes from bhakti. That is a different discussion altogether. It comes from the heart of another devotee. But there should be some sanction. Okay. Next, Sandrananda Visesha. Incalculably condensed bliss. We were talking about the Sandrananda Viseshatma earlier. Extreme happiness. This is the fifth one, and it is achieved in the stage of prema bhakti. And this happiness is so high. When we say, this example is given by Prabhupada, nothing can penetrate metal because its molecular density is so concentrated. Similarly, the happiness of prema bhakti is so densely concentrated that nothing else can penetrate it. No other perception or thought, and even momentarily, can register in a devotee's mind. When one is on the platform of prema bhakti, their full absorption is in Krishna. Nothing else on this world can even disturb them. They have no other thoughts. So he talks about the three levels of happiness. Shubhada, that is, it is auspiciousness. We also saw auspiciousness is there in sadhana bhakti in the first stage. After we discussed Kleshagni, we went to Shubhada, right? So that kind of auspiciousness and happiness is found in sadhana bhakti. But superior to that is seen in Bhava Bhakti. So when they feel that extra happiness in Bhava Bhakti, they see this moksha becomes lagutakrit. Moksha has become very, very menial. Now, when that bhakti has advanced to prema bhakti, what happens? That happiness condenses further. Just like you have milk, then milk becomes slightly thicker when you boil it, and then it becomes very thick condensed milk. So slowly, as your bhakti increases, first you have the sadhana bhakti. At that time, you see Shubhada. Then you identify the happiness as moksha lagutakrit, meaning all other happiness are insignificant. When you have come to that condensed milk stage of prema bhakti, then what happened? Sandrananda Viseshatma. This is the happiness that is found in prema bhakti. It is so superior to everything else. Such people who are in the state prema bhakti, they cannot identify other happinesses also. They don't acknowledge or identify the happiness that is there in the material world. Our senses, they are so powerful. We seek happiness with our senses in this material world. But a prema bhakta, for him, he doesn't even acknowledge it. He doesn't even care for it. He is completely udasina. It's neutral. He doesn't care for any of this. That is the effect in prema bhakti. The last one is Sri Krishna Akarshani. Prema bhakti. It is so powerful that it can even control the all attractive Krishna. Krishna is all attractive. But if you can control Krishna, then you are in the stage of prema bhakti. One is controlled by attachments in this world, but when one becomes attached to that which gives him pleasure, maximum pleasure, then he is able to attract even that Supreme Personality of Godhead. So now we say a person who's in prema bhakti has completely purchased Krishna and completely attracted Krishna. But isn't the Lord Atmaram, his self-satisfied? And he's only attracted to his pleasure potency, Hladini Shakti. But however, we should remember the essence of Hladini Shakti is love of Godhead, which is prema. So one who has prema, which is the essence of Hladini Shakti, he can attract and control Krishna. Like for example, the associates of Krishna and Braj, Yashoda Maya control Krishna. Radharani, okay. Gopis, Radharani, yeah, she's not different from Krishna. There's a big philosophy behind that. But the gopis, yeah, they could control Krishna. So like this, when they have tapped into this Hladini Shakti and they have attained Prema Bhakti, at that time Krishna becomes controlled. And no other process of self-realization has this much potency. And this was also confirmed by Uddhava. Uddhava says, Narada Muni's statement to Yudhishthir Maharaj, he says, describing Krishna as the friend and messenger of the Pandavas illustrates how the Lord becomes subservient to the love of his pure devotee. So like this, Uddhava also mentions at a later time, he also mentions that the devotee is completely controlled. I mean, the Krishna is completely controlled by the devotee. So, I mean, the greatest example that we can think of is the Pandavas, how they had the Lord completely under their control, or even Yashoda Maya, how she had the Lord under her control, or even the gopis, how they could make Krishna do whatever they wanted him to do. Okay. Now this control, it has 2 degrees. When Srila Rupa Goswami described the 3rd characteristics of devotional service, which is Sudharlabha, he briefly mentioned that Krishna is controlled by the love of his devotee. But in the 6th characteristic that is found in Prema Bhakti, Sri Krishna Akarshani, the Lord is controlled by love. He's completely purchased. So person in Prema Bhakti, for them, Krishna is theirs. They don't think, oh, I belong to Krishna. No, Krishna is mine. He's my property, like that. So since Sudurlabha manifests at the stage of Bhava and Krishna Karshani at the stage of Prema, we can understand that the devotee's love controls at both stages, both at Bhava and at prema. At bhava, what happens? The Lord bestows love of Godhead upon the devotee. Thus, the devotee begins to attract the Lord. At prema bhakti, the devotee verily enters the Lord's pastime, and thus he attracts and controls the Lord in a personal, active relationship, like the Pandavas. So there is a difference between the two. One is in a lower stage, like when you have just started, when just Bhava Bhakti has started appearing. What happens? The control is quite different. You think, I am Krishna's. But Prema Bhakti, Krishna is mine. That possessiveness comes. And that's how we see the gopis interacting with Sri Krishna. So this is a chart that shows that Shubhadha and Kleshagni is seen in Sadhana Bhakti. Sudurlabha and Moksha Laghutakrit is seen in Bhava Bhakti. And in Prema Bhakti, there is Sri Krishna Akarshani and Sandrananda Visesha. In all the levels, there is happiness, but the happiness condenses and condenses and condenses. And in all the levels, there is some interaction with Krishna. But that interaction intensifies, and at one point, you become so possessive of Krishna is mine. He's my child. He's my lover. He's mine. That's it. Period. But before that, I'm his. That feeling. Okay. Especially in the stage of bhava. But to come to the point of bhava itself, it takes such a long sadhana. First of all, we should come to the stage of nishtha. We have a very long way to go. But we can hope and pray that we also come to the point of nishtha. Once we come to the point of nishtha, gradually Krishna will become very merciful and he will help us go to further stages. Okay. So that was chapter number 1. And any questions, thoughts, comments? Anyhow, I have to stop at 12. I can't extend today. So I'm stopping 10 minutes earlier. If you have any thoughts or comments, please add. Vasundhara Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandvat Pranams to you. First of all, thank you so much. In spite of your not doing well, not keeping well, you took the session. Grateful to you, Mataji. Mataji, a very simple question I had in mind. We always hear that, Krishna is looking forward to when we turn towards him, right? And now we also understand from the session today that bhakti has to be bestowed by Krishna, and only by his mercy can one get the mercy of bhakti, practicing pure devotion services. And rarely Krishna bestows this mercy.
No.
Because
Remember, we are talking, this is for the stage of Bhava Bhakti. Your practice of devotion. Yeah.
Absolutely. See, end of the day, the what is the essence of pure bhakti? Going back home, back to Godhead, and you're trying to serve Krishna, right? That is the essence of bhakti, right? So that essence of bhakti has to be bestowed by Krishna. Without his mercy, how much ever we put in our endeavors, it's not going to give you that fruit of bhakti, right? While we put in our endeavors, Krishna definitely bestows his mercy, but is not so easily obtainable. So durlabha, that's what we heard. So how do we correlate both these statements? One is that, he's looking at every child of his turn towards him, right? And that's how he sends the representatives and acharyas to, including Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, kind of, to propagate Krishna prema. At the same time, so difficult, so sudurlabha and dependent only on his mercy. So how do we understand, Mataji? Please excuse me if you found it weird question. I'm sorry.
No, it's not at all. Everyone should understand this very clearly. It's good question. So when I start doing bhakti, I put in some endeavor. Okay. When I have some initial shraddha, faith, and I start taking association of devotees, there's 9 stages, right? Adhav Shraddha, Bhajana Kriya, Sadhu Sangha, first 3 steps. That Adhav Shraddha, initial faith should be there. When we talk about Nishtha, it is a very firm faith. So initial faith is there. You start doing some bhakti. Krishna is merciful. He's going to send a bona fide representative. and we start performing bhakti. And when we are performing bhakti, the key here is to not think, I am doing this by my endeavor. It's a matter of consciousness. Mataji.
Right.
That's why you do bhakti for Krishna. That's all. Oh, because I will get some benefit. I will become famous. I will get this. I will get that. Or that is one method. Another method is I am doing this, so Krishna is obliged to do this for me. People ask you, practice Krishna consciousness, what did he give you? I am not practicing Krishna consciousness because he's going to give me something, correct? So when we perform bhakti, you perform bhakti because it is for Krishna. That's all. And when Krishna sees that your performance is sincere, it is improving day by day, without the thought that it is my endeavor, and when there is this perfect mode of surrender in our practices, at that time, Krishna feels he wants to bestow prema bhakti. So bhakti comes from the heart of another devotee. That prema bhakti is bestowed upon us. Now, to give that prema bhakti, Krishna will think 100 times. Are you really worth it? Okay. And if you are very sincere, if you are really worth it, Krishna will do it. But to come to that point, anartha nivrati, artha pravrati, we have to go through so much. Many of us are in the stage of anartha nivrati. It's very difficult. This is the most difficult stage.
Okay. So it's basically the eligibility, qualification of the sadhaka to reach that stage when Krishna can bestow his prema. That from that perspective is what we need to understand this statement, right, Mataji?
Yes. And when he feels that you are ready, he will do it. Not that he doesn't want to do it, but he feels that you become ready because I have to be purchased by you, for which you have to be ready to handle it, right?
Right.
It's not cheap.
Right. Got
What
it.
if what if he gives that and then we go back home, back to Godhead, and then we say, I really want to enjoy the pleasures elsewhere. What if? Right? So he will let you go that hard way and then he will bestow.
Right. Thank you, Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Hare. Sunil Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji Dandatpanam. Thank you so much for your reply. Mataji, you have mentioned that regarding the good qualities, we don't have because it's of our mistakes and we are not studying practice. So how do I become steady? And another question is, I have seen devotees who are steady, but they still don't have few good qualities. So how do I see them?
So that means they have not yet become steady. Coming to the stage of Nishtha is very fine. It is very difficult. And you can see a difference, Prabhu. You might be thinking, oh, they are getting up early in the morning every single day, 4:30 in the morning, and they're chanting 16 rounds. So they are steady. Bhakti is far beyond chanting 16 rounds in the morning. It's so much more. It is a matter of consciousness. It's not a matter of the external activity. Chanting 16 rounds in Brahma Muhurta is a suggestion that is given so that our quality of chanting will be very good. Okay. But if I'm just doing the external activity and my consciousness is elsewhere, then where have we become steady in bhakti? Everything is a matter of consciousness. It is not the externals. The first thing we tend to do is judge everybody based on externals. No, it's not like that. Bhakti is very deep, very, very deep. We are all practicing devotees. We'll take a long time, but it's not impossible. We can pray. We can continue to do our practices in the mode of surrender. And someday we can pray that we also come to this platform. And ideally, we don't see what others are doing, we see only what we are doing. Right? Everyone, we all do that. It's not that we are doing something majorly abominable or something, not like that. Everybody, we see others and we either get inspired or we get judgmental. It's normal, it's human nature. I'm not saying it's not, you should not do it. It happens. Yes, it happens. Everywhere it happens. But focus should be on our sadhana because everybody's path when they're doing bhakti also is different. Some people have certain regimes that they are very good at. Some others have other aspects of bhakti that they are very good at. Some people may be studying Prabhupada's books day in and day out. Some people may be doing Harinam day in and day out. Of course, Harinam is the basis of our Krishna consciousness. I don't deny that. Some people may just be absorbed so much in seva that continuously they are thinking of Krishna. And maybe Prabhupada once he said there was one devotee who was absorbed in the kitchen seva so much, continuously he was thinking of Krishna, continuously. And he was in bliss. He was in bliss. He didn't know anything other than how to feed Krishna. That's all he knew. That is consciousness, Prabhu. Nishtha. He had perfect Nishtha. Prabhupada said that. He's very steady. Maybe he didn't complete his rounds. I don't care, he said. Yeah. Not that it's a suggestion that everyone should stop chanting. We all do our rounds correctly. We complete our rounds in the morning. Everybody does that. And we also fine tune our consciousness. If external is there and our consciousness is not fine tuned, then there is a problem. This is telling for me, Prabhu. I'm not telling this for anyone else because my consciousness is not good. I know that. And it's astray. So, first, I think I should focus on myself and then preach. But I'm trying, like how everybody's trying, I am also trying my best. It's difficult. Okay, Prabhu?
Thank you so much, Mataji. You are just
I'm not humble. My Guru Maharaj said, we say you're very humble when we are honest. We are honest, right? I'm telling you my pitfalls. Guru Maharaj says, when you're honest, people will tell you're humble. Don't take it seriously. Because if you tell I'm just joking, Prabhu. You tell whatever you want, no problem. We are always there on Bhakti Sangha for each other. You can tell whatever you want about me. I don't care. You say I'm humble, I'm proud. Doesn't matter. No. What he meant to say is when people say you're very humble, just when you're trying to be honest, it will create a seed of pride in your heart. Oh, I'm very humble. So what happens out of this humility? Pride comes. And then it's counterproductive. So don't believe everybody what they say. Good Maharaj says it in a very humorous way, not to find fault in you or something. But yeah, don't tell you tell whatever you want, but I should not believe that I'm humble. The minute I start believing I'm humble, immediately I'm proud. So he gives the example of our Goswamis. They were really humble. See their lives, right? They were so humble. We are just being honest. Oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. Like that. Sorry, Prabhu, I shouldn't have preached at this point. I'm sorry. But thank you for your comments. Yeah. Very well. Yeah, Nutan Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, there were many beautiful points. Thank you for reminding how association of a devotee helped even the animals. Means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Jharkhand forest, the animals became attracted to Mahaprabhu. Tigers, such wild animals are also becoming so calm when they are the glories of chanting, we could say. That was one thing which I felt was very nice in today's class. It was a reminder कि chant करना है, even animals are getting benefited. You should have faith. Your faith should increase more in that. And one more beautiful takeaway I could say from today's class was you should only do endeavors and you should not think that one XYZ um, response or one XYZ kind of result you are supposed to get for the endeavors that you are making. That you must make it very clear. You should not remain attached to the fruits of the processes that you are doing is told in Bhagavad Gita already, but still this simplification through words which you gave, that was nice. It's a nice reminder, Mataji. And
Maro bhi rakho bhi Krishna, je tomar ichha, right? Is that correct? That sentence. Do whatever you want with me.
Yeah. And yes, Mataji, what else did I? Yeah, these 3 points I liked a lot. And Mataji,
Thank
there
you.
was one question about Ladini Shakti, Mataji.
So,
Ladini Shakti is the essence of Prema Bhakti. Have I noted it down correctly?
No, I'll read it directly from the words of Prabhupada. The essence of Ladini is love of Godhead Prema. Yes. Therefore, one who has Prema can attract Lord Krishna.
Okay, Mataji, thank you. Mataji, and
Interesting,
in
right?
today's class, when you were telling us no multiple points. That time I was reminded of one Vaishnava song by Bhakti Vinod Thakur. So, which goes Vidyara Vilase, that Vaishnava song, where they say that how much ever educated you are, everything is useless if you are not humble, if you are not able to do the Sharanagati, surrender to Lord, if you are not able to do service to the Lord, everything is waste, is what Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur says in that Vaishnava song. Right.
That's true, Prabhu. That's true. That's true, Mataji. Yeah, humility is the basis. Yeah. Yes, Sudhakar, Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Mataji. Wonderful class. Actually, I lost somewhere some connection, so that's why I'm asking this. So, what's the essential difference between Samanya Bhakti and Sadhana Bhakti? I understand from the session, Sadhana Bhakti is basically one of those first two characteristics, like Kleshagni and Shubhada. Right? So, what's the difference between Samanya Bhakti?
Yeah, I'll tell you. I can screen this and tell you, it's easier. So you have an idea and you can remember as well. Here. This is a nice tabular column. So varieties of bhakti. When we say Samanya Bhakti, we say varieties of bhakti. First, there is an overview of devotion. Then we talk about devotion in sadhana. Then we talk about devotion in bhava. Then we talk about devotion in prema. So now we are seeing an overview right now. Okay. This Samanya Bhakti, or just general introduction to bhakti, that's what we're trying to say. That is eastern side, in the eastern wave. Now the southern side is giving you an overview of the sarasa that a devotee cultivates as he progresses. Vibhava, Anubhava, Satvika Bhava, Vyabchari Bhava, Sthai Bhava. We are going to talk about all of this. And we see this in the life of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as well. The western side has all the primary rasas and discussion about them. Neutrality, servitude, friendship, parental love, conjugal love, which are the five rasas that is described in the, because these are all deep topics, right? Samanya Bhakti is generally about Bhakti, that's all. And the northern side talks about secondary rasas, about laughter, astonishment, chivalry, compassion, anger, fear, ghastliness, incompatible mellows, and distorted mellows. So we are going to study all of this. But generally, at least the recommendation given by Prabhupada is you should know the Eastern way. At least know the overview of Bhakti. Then you can master what are the different Vibhava, Anubhava, the expressions of rasa. You can understand how each devotee is fixed in a particular rasa, how they serve Krishna. And you can also understand about secondary rasas, like, for example, often quoted example, Bhishma Devas and chivalry and so on. Okay. Okay, Prabhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Thank you. Darshani Mataji.
Hare Krishna Mataji, Dandavat Pranams, all glories to Srila Prabhupada, all glories to Sri Guru Gauranga Gopinath. Please accept my humble obeisances. Very wonderful class, and then I feel this series is a reciprocation from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to me, because when I was reading NOD, I was thinking, oh my god, I'm not understanding anything. Everything was just going over my head. So I was actually very happy when you and Kirtida Mataji took the series up for every Friday. And then today, as you were just saying about how we are dependent on the Lord's mercy, okay, Krishna is not an algorithm, right? You say, you know what, I will do all this, so therefore Krishna has to reciprocate. So I was remembering His Grace so Krishna Prabhu is passing away. When a few other devotees asked, Maharaj, he was just a brahmachari. How did he achieve perfection so fast? You know, no one even knew he existed for a long time. And then that time, Shri Radhanath Swami Maharaj said that's because Krishna is a person, he's not an algorithm. That I will do I will do these sort of things. Okay, then Krishna has to be pleased. No, Krishna is a person, and every relationship with Krishna is personal. It is not.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and also in Braj Bhasha they say, right? काहू के बल भजन को काहू के आचार व्यास भरोसे सुब्र के सोत पाव प्रसाद. So I was just remembering that as you were doing this. So thank you so much for reminding us of all these things. And thank you for getting us into few details so that our philosophical understanding is very deep rooted. Thank you so much for the lovely class.
Very well, Mataji. Thank you so much. Very beautiful reflections. Hari Bol, Prabhu.
Pranam Mataji, may I give some little reflection here?
Yes, Prabhu.
Pranam Mata. What I have realized or felt in my life is that at every juncture, Lord Krishna has responded. From very start, when I was Ajamil, from there onwards, as I came in touch with Srila Prabhupada books, from every step, directly or indirectly, as I see retro, he has diverted some ways. So this is what I feel that, and also he says, ye yatha mam prapadyante tanste bhajamyam. He says that, right? Bhagavad Gita. So in my sadhan bhakti, samanya bhakti, my goal is to see that how can I become completely, my chitta remains in Bhagavan Krishna. This is the goal. I feel like to obtain it. The chitta is so chanchal, it's going here and there. And Bhagavan Krishna says in the 18th chapter, mat chitta sarva durgani mat prasada tarises. So if we have to do the endeavor to keep our chitta in him, and then he will remove all our impediments. This is the reciprocation which I see from these two slokas of Bhagavad Gita. That, our endeavor is to see, our mind doesn't go into all these way, that way. Of course it goes because it is so like that. But keep on endeavoring to keep Machitta Sarva Durgani. He says, all impediments in achieving Bhava Bhakti, Prem Bhakti, I will help you. So this is what I just wanted to kind of share what we are a very lower stage, but still we must continue endeavoring to keep our mind, chitta, in Krishna Katha as much as possible. That's what I wanted to share, Mata. Haribol.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhu. Haribol.
Hare Krishna,
Nice.
Prabhu, such a very, very good reflection you told. And Mataji, thank you so much for this wonderful class. And you explained everything in detail, all the how we can get the pure devotional service. So you talk about Bhav Bhakti, Prema Bhakti, like that. So I like that Prema Bhakti, that we can purchase Krishna, we can possess Krishna. Krishna, you are mine. That is the difference between uh, the Bhav and Prem Bhakti. Bhav Bhakti, you say, I am his, I am his. But in Krishna, you are mine, only possessive thing. Am I right, Mataji?
Mataji, correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
okay. Thank you. Because I was confused. I am right or wrong that way. And so much good class, Mataji, today. All I like only whatever Prahladan Prabhu says. Only our endeavor should be over there. Then Krishna. If you don't eager, if you don't want, how can Krishna give you anything? Whatever you say, devotional service. But if you have a vow to get that bhakti devotional service to him, then he can give you the prema bhakti devotional service, Mataji.
Yes,
Such a
yes,
class.
Mataji.
And Mataji, I hope you will be also okay in your health. Sorry.
Sure, Mataji.
All question and answer was so nice, Mataji. So if you have nothing more and all devotee has nothing any more question, shall we end the call? वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः. Thank you very much, Mataji, for your very enlightening and very wonderful class, amazing class today. We are very grateful to you all. Glories to Srila Prabhupada. Shri Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. The Nectar of Devotion, Rupa Goswami Maharaj.
Jai.
Jai. Our grace will
Jai.
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 Priti Vilasini
Mataji
Mataji
ki
ki
jai.
jai.
Jai. Hare
Mataji
Krishna.
for
Double
such
pranams,
a
Mataji.
wonderful
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Mataji.
Thank
Hare
you.
Very
Krishna.
much. Krishna
Sorry.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Mataji.